One of the things that's so unique about this particular medium is that it's been both used to honor human life and to deliberately denigrate it. Photography was weaponized through the history of racial science. What is lost if you don't understand the history of African American photography is the incredible amount of work that has been done to create counter-narratives with an honor and dignity that we're still striving to put on various magazine pages, newspaper pages. I think American citizenship has long been about this merger of pictures and progress.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Famighetti, the editor of Aperture magazine, and I want to thank you all for coming out tonight to celebrate the release of Vision and Justice.
The request came to focus, as a guest editor, on an issue dedicated to African American life. I know the history of Aperture. I know how preeminent it is. And I also know what works by African American photographers have not been published, that should be published, frankly. I accepted the invitation, was very excited to engage. But I would only do so if I felt a real commitment on the part of the institution to engage with the idea beyond that one magazine issue. And I was thrilled that Michael agreed with that wholeheartedly.
The spine of the issue comes back to Douglas.
This is the most photographed American man in the 19th century. Not African American man, photographed American man. Douglas argued the act of what a picture does to us had the power to create a thought picture, as he called it, an imaginative new vision of the world. I would like to think that a scholar like Deborah Willis is who he had in mind, that some of the photographers we have on our pages are who he hoped would come.
Now, for this program, we really could have just had a cocktail party, but I wanted to be able to celebrate the heft of the ideas that give this issue such gravitas through a set of readings.
I'm so honored to read an excerpt from The Creative Process by James Baldwin. The dangers of being an American artist are not greater than those of being an artist anywhere else in the world, but they are very particular.
Well before there was Kehinde Wiley, there was Jamel Shabazz. Black people dignified, noble, shoulders back, but with a slight lean to the side.
She needed a man who didn't mind her bodacious manner, varied talents, hard laughter, multiple opinions, but her hopes were getting slender.
When we think about what Black life was like in 1840, we don't actually think about the fact that there were people of African descent that were on the cutting edge of science, of technology, of critical thought and art. How does that break up our narrative of this uniform Black experience?
The theme that runs throughout was to think about the way in which pictures functions to measure human life. And that was the work of curating the issue.
The response was incredible. I think there were 3 pieces in the New York Times about the issue. The influence of this issue on the institution is pronounced. There are a couple of books that we're working on that are a direct result of this issue. Contributors to Vision and Justice are contributing to future issues of the magazine as well.
What's the persuasive efficacy of a picture? Do they harden your beliefs or stereotypes about other groups? Or can they persuade you to see the world differently? I do hold out the belief that the kind of productive stillness that we've seen in response to the Aperture issue is a way forward. and lets me retain my belief in the work of photography. Pictures work, and they let us get to work.